Hi, and welcome back to my film and TV channel. You're all staying safe and well. And we have a comedy, drama, thriller film to have a look at today. Please, if you are new to the channel, if you enjoy what you see, please push that subscribe button. Tell your friends, try and inform and entertain on these reviews and information blogs, etc. Please give us a like. Make an old film watcher, TV watcher very, very happy. Give us that thumbs up. It's always great to see. Thank you very much. Right, we're going to have a look at a comedy drama thriller called Emergency. Yes, directed by Carey Williams from a screenplay by K.D. Davila. A limited release outside of streaming on May the 20th, followed by, of course, it's now available to watch, and I'm watching this. I watched this on the 30th of May 2022. I'm recording this on the 31st of May 2022 on Amazon Prime. So you can catch it on there or check your streaming services to see any availability on there. How's it doing? Well, it's doing okay. It's doing okay. It was doing very well, actually, but it's doing okay on the public side. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, you and me, scoring 6 out of 10, which is my basic watchable score. I like to see at least a 6 out of 10. That's based on 2,046 scores and reviews. And if you ignore the 10 out of 10s and the 1 out of 10s, and there's actually more 1 out of 10s than 10 out of 10s for this, which, yeah, is unusual. It's usually the way around. 1,140 people scored it between 6 and 9, and just 431 scored it between 2 and 5. So a 73% positivity. So that's a little bit higher than the 6 out of 10, but that's what I call it. Anyone, when it gets a score over 6, I call that a positive score. So that's my little stat on it anyway. Rotten Tomatoes audience, they like it. Well, they like it very, very much. Rotten Tomatoes audience, we'll go on to the critics later, of course. 4.3 out of 5. That's 8.6 out of 10. Not too shabby. The film stars guys I'm not too familiar with. They're younger, younger actors. So say this film potentially is not in my demographic. As I say, I do have quite an eclectic taste, but a little bit more on that. So there's a lot of these faces I'm not familiar with. You've got R.J. Seiler, Donald L. Watkins, Sebastian Chacon, Sabrina Carpenter, Maddie Nichols, and Madison Thompson. All starring in this. So you might know them better than I do. And the critics, well, we've seen what the public thought, which was generally positive, not enthusiastically positive on Internet Movie Database, but certainly was on Rotten Tomatoes. So what about the Rotten Tomatoes critics? Well, high praise indeed. 93% positivity, 132 critics reviews, an average rating of 7.4 out of 10, which is not bad for Rotten Tomatoes, 123 fresh and just 9 rotten. So they like it, they like this. And the consensus, taking the form of a classic college, they say, comedy, while adding some socially relevant function, Emergency is as smart and disturbing as it is hilarious. Hilarious is not a word I would use, but more on that in a moment. Metacritic, the other critic site we'll look at, their average, yeah, again, very positive, 75 out of 100. That's based on 25 critics, so not as many, but quality, not quantity, perhaps. And it scores anywhere between the lowest mark was 60, which is very good, and 83 out of 100, which again is reasonable. No hundreds out of hundreds for this one. Screen Daily's Tim Grayson, he gave it 60, and he said, one can feel Williams' anger at an America that imperils young black and Latino men, viewing them only as potential threats, but the picture never fully gets a handle on its mixture of satire and seriousness. Yeah, I echo that. That's the sort of words I would be looking for, but I've put in my own words later on. The film stage's Jake Kring Schreffels, he gave it 75 out of 100 and said, despite highlighting some chaotic encounters, Williams isn't interested in explosions and one-dimensional hell-bent villains. His focus remains on the way years of criminalisation can impact decision-making and friendships, and as his last shot suggests, how distinct sounds can traumatise even as they're meant to help. The Guardian, yeah, Adrian Horton from The Guardian here in the UK, he gave it a high 80 out of 100 and said, a ride somehow both warm and stressful and an inviting mashup of familiar beats made fresh by a trio of grounded, endearing performances. Yeah, I thought the actors did okay. I don't speak too much about it. They did okay for what the film is. So on to my thoughts for what they're worth. As I say, I think I'm pretty much, I'm not in a massive minority. There's quite a few negatives on this as well. But I'll give my views. As I say, I don't think I was in the quite right demographic for this. So if you're watching this and you're a younger person, you probably have a different view to what I do. I'm just doing it from it's just opinions, and that's all it ever will be. I mean, there is at times an edge to this, a darkness to it, a darker feeling, of course. And of course, there's nothing wrong in that in a comedy drama. You have black comedy dramas, black as in black comedy rather than colour of people's skin. And it can work, but not particularly in this for me. I mean, you know, I look back at old things like Shallow Graves and these where obviously a similar theme has been used. But in this, it doesn't, the humour side of it, the darkness and the humour didn't really combine very, very well. As I said, the comedy element didn't work. As I say, I'm sure I'm not in the demographic to appreciate some of the humour, but it is a story that's been done in a similar way, but a lot better. And of course, adding the race element, which is what it does, for me, just confuses proceedings. Although I do fully understand the reason for it, why they've included this slant on the story to make it a bit more relevant to the time and hopefully appealing to a certain audience. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm sure it does appeal to a certain audience. I mean, the critics have praised it. That doesn't surprise me because of the content of the film, and I appreciate what the filmmakers have tried to do with this. So if it's not funny, which I don't think it is, didn't tickle my funny bone in either a smiley sort of, oh, that was nice sort of way, does it really work as a drama thriller for me? Well, again, not really. I think the lighter approach at times just sort of drags that down as well. It doesn't really lend itself to a good overall drama for me personally. Anyway, it just doesn't quite work. I say if you have that humour to it, which they're trying to do, it just didn't sit right in the whole production for me. It just struck me, I think one of the critics said it before, as an odd mix. It's just an odd mix of a movie, and it never really found a niche for me or an appeal to me. And I did at times find it a little boring, repetitive, and monotonous, which is a shame. And as I said, most people are not of that frame of mind, but that's how it affected me. So as I say, I do accept it might be an age thing, but yeah, not my favourite. I will mark it. I'm not going to give it, I'm not going to unmark it, which is stuff I don't really like. I just don't give a mark to. I'm going to give it a middle of the road 5 out of 10, which is much less than what Internet Movie Database Joe Public is giving it. But I think, as I say, it wasn't a total waste of time. I just don't think it found where it wanted to be. I just thought it was a total mishmash of a film. So I'll give it 5 out of 10. But please let me know what you think, guys. I'd be very interested in your opinions, because that's all it is, isn't it? So it just didn't quite work for me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, until we meet again, please stay safe, everybody. Bye for now.